Welcome back to A Minute with Al, and this episode is Calibrating Your Worth. Once upon a time, I worked with Merck Pharmaceuticals. I worked with them for 12 years, consulting on a great variety of projects, advising people as well. At the time, Merck owned Calgon, the water purification company. And there had been tremendous turmoil in Calgon, which headquartered in Pittsburgh, at least at the time. And they asked me if I would go over and take on an assignment. They had promoted a new president. He had a PhD in chemistry, and he was a very interesting man. He was a chemist, a scientist, and also a strategist. He knew a lot about strategy, but he needed objective outside help. There was a lot of political stuff going on. And so I did a variety of projects with Calgon, sort of helped him right the ship. And then he asked me if I would stay on as an advisor. And I was charging at the time $10,000 a month as an advisor. And if I got paid January 2nd, I reduced it to $100,000, had use of my money. And we went on for 3 or 4 years like this. And every December 15th, thereabouts, Fred would shake hands with me, and I'd say, same deal next year, and he'd say yes. That was it. Nothing was ever signed. And in the 4th year, on December 15th, I said to Fred, same deal, and Fred said no. And I have to say, one of the few times in my life I was speechless. What the hell had I done? And he said to me, you're more valuable. You should be charging more. We're going to pay you $135 next year. Give us the discount for payment in advance. So what I learned was that I hadn't been charging enough in terms of the value my client thought he was actually receiving. And perhaps I should have been more aware of that. And I know that you should be more aware of that, because I learned after that, and I ferociously got after value-based fees and promoted it in books and tapes and audio and video and so forth. But think about what you're doing for your clients, how much value you're giving them. And don't let the imposter syndrome or guilt or fear or anything else undermine your attempts to make this an equitable partnership. Why did I leave Calgon? Because finally I helped them with the sale to English China Clays. And that's who took over. One of the most rewarding experiences I've ever had. And while I enjoyed it, I made a lot.